has it been? 3 years. Just seems unreal. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to be kind of celebrating. I just hit my 3-year mark being on Booktube, and I'll be doing the Booktube Birthday tag, which I'm just going to do the questions that actually tag, and then talk over some stats. So do kind of both. I will have timestamps if you're just interested in one or the other. Totally fine if you want to do that. But I thought it was a good time to do this. It just passed, and I did, as I've talked about before, my first 7 months or so, I was not doing I was doing just audio, me talking about books with a still, and nobody ever saw it, and then picked up, and I've talked a bit and done some kind of retrospective, especially my first year talking about things, and the channel has just continued to grow. The community, the Wizardly Do a Discord, has continued to grow, and I just keep finding great new people, great books, and just a lot of things. So it has just been a great time. So let's jump in. We'll do the questions first. So how many years on Booktube are you celebrating? I've answered that at least twice now. 3 years now officially on Booktube. Question 2 is, what has kept you motivated to keep making videos? And really, quite honestly, it's just my viewers. I am not the biggest channel. I don't think I ever will be the biggest channel either, and I'm completely okay with that, but I've got especially a core group of dedicated viewers I see all the time, watching all my videos, my reviews, and have just been really supportive of me and what I want the channel to be, as well as just the great Booktube community, because Discord's a great place. The more people I've worked with and done videos with and just chatted with has been really, really great. And so people seem to like watching me talk about books, and that's enough for me, because I like talking about books, and if people are interested in hearing it, well, I'll keep making videos. Number 3 is, what are 3 of your favorite videos you've made in the past year, and why? It's always such a hard question. Usually it's going to be, collaborations, that kind of thing. So I was trying to look and keep within the last year specifically. And so some of my favorite ones that I have actually put out be the collaboration I did last year with Andrew of Andrew's Wizardly Reads, where we did 1-star reviews, which was a horrible but fantastic time going through there. It was just a lot of fun. And then more recently, I've done a couple of author interviews with Andrew D. Meredith and with Mark Timoney, and I really enjoyed doing those. I was really happy with how they turned out, had a great time, and that is something I want to do more of. So that might be cheating, picking 2 things that are fairly recent, but it's in the last year, and it was within the last year, so I'm counting it. That's what I'm going to go with for that. Number 4 is, what have you struggled with on Booktube in the past year, and how did you overcome that struggle? So I'd say keeping up with video scheduling a little bit has been kind of an issue, or just having spurts where I'm down in my reading. And part of that, I think, the bigger time where I was having more issues with it is I was trying to do more different kinds of videos and everything, tags or miscellaneous things like this, which can be fun and can be great ways to build community, but ultimately I felt like just wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be doing a new tag every week and that kind of thing. They're okay every once in a while, but I kind of shifted back to my original focus, which was just doing book reviews. And most of my content at this point, at least 2/3 of what I'm putting out most of the time every week, is book reviews. And that's ultimately what it came for. Now, book reviews tend to not get as many views as non-book review related content, like when I do wrap-ups, or if I do TBR videos, or if I do other just miscellaneous content, which I get, because, not everybody's going to be interested in every book. But I just, whenever I'm posting a review, even especially ones that get very, very few views, but I'll have one comment that's oh my gosh, thanks so much for this, I'm definitely going to check this out, or I love this too, and no one's talking about it. And those are the kind of things that just keep me going, because ultimately talking about books is the biggest thing I want to do, and especially books that I really enjoy, especially if they're not super well known. doing a review, promoting those books is a big thing that I love doing so that more people can check them out. And so kind of that shift in focus I feel like helped a lot. As far as like with actual reading, the great increase of me being comfortable with both ebooks and audiobooks to supplement my physical reading has been a big difference, because if I'm feeling kind of slumpy for a few days, I can just do audio instead of physically reading, and usually the change in format will help. So that definitely helped out a lot with that, and just making sure I'm reading enough so I can keep putting out all those book reviews is pretty important as well. So number 5 is choose one moment from the past year on Booktube that you would love to relive. I just can't choose one moment. I was really trying to think about this, and I don't have like one specific moment, because there's just so many great things, especially within the last year that I've done. Really, the big things are all the collaborations that I've done, whether it's like going all the way back until almost a full year ago with like doing live show promoting End of Sorrow by Michael R. Fletcher with other people. I participated, which is just barely the last couple make it within the year, in some live shows for Long Price Quartet. Just very recently, a couple days ago, I was on a live show with Janie Wirtz and some other great booktubers and book-related people, and it's just all these kind of things where I've got to interact with other booktubers, with other authors. Like did the Lord of the Rings watch-along recently with Meredith and others as well, and it's just all of these have been so much fun. And I love getting to collaborate with other people and talk and do that kind of thing. Also something I'm going to try and work on doing more in the future as well. So those are really the great things. So number 6 is shout out a huge supporter of your channel. And there are quite a lot. I know especially around like Discord, I have a lot of people who sharing my videos or participating. I've had people who, now that I'm using Twitter a little bit more, that will like tweet out my videos or retweet when I'm doing that too. So getting more people in. There's, of course, my good friend Andrew, who has been one of my biggest supporters almost since the beginning. He was one of the very earliest people to ever find my channel as well, and so things like that. Probably the one that had the biggest impact, albeit somewhat indirectly though, that I'll mention is Library of a Viking, who did a compilation of top 10 videos for top 10 series videos and included my video in his video, a link to it, which ended up getting a ton of views to that one, making it my second most viewed video ever, and it's way more than most of the rest on that list, and so that got quite a lot of views, some subscribers, that kind of thing, and really brought a lot of attention to that, so I have to give a shout out to that, because that was a really big jump for me when that happened. Number 7 is, what's the best book you've read in the past year? Still hasn't changed at this point. Ships Merrier was the one I did for my top 10 books of 2022, and especially after talking about it more today, it belongs there. That's by Janie Wirtz. That's book 2/book 2 and 3 of Wars of Light and Shadow, and I'm super excited to continue with more of that. And number 8, where do you see your channel in a year's time, and what do you hope to have achieved? Honestly, hopefully the channel's a little bit bigger, a little more subscribers, more views, more people finding it, but I don't foresee a lot of big changes. Like I said, I'm not a huge channel. I'm way bigger than I ever thought I would. I get to interact with a ton of great people, authors, booktubers, just readers, everyone who's watching and who's enjoying the content. I just want to keep talking about books and hopefully recommending books that I read and that I really, really enjoy, and books that I love, and getting more people to check those out. That's really all I'm doing with this, is just chatting about books and trying to shine a light on books that I really enjoy that others might not know about. And so pretty much same old is kind of where I am. I'm really happy with where the channel is now, and just plan to keep it going. So that should be a lot of fun. So we'll jump in now and look at some stats, just because I find this interesting. And so, like I said, you can skip past this. I'll have it to get to the outro parts if you don't want to do this. But going over, so I looked at over the lifetime of the channel, which is just over 3 years at this point. Total views was 83.8 thousand views, which seems obscene. And I know that's like probably not that many, especially for bigger channels or channels that regularly get more views than I do, even if they're comparable size. That's a lot. And it equated out to 7.4 thousand hours. 7.4 thousand hours of watch time, which also seems unreal. And then I'm at just about 1.3 thousand subscribers is how it rounded up. I'm not actually at 1,300, but that's how it rounded. And just once again, a lot more than I ever thought. I figured at tops I'd be one of those like 300-400 subscriber channels that just never goes anywhere, which I was okay with, because even then I'd say I had my core viewers, and that's really fine with me. So the fact that I'm at nearly 1,300, very shocking to me, and I don't think it'll ever stop being shocking to me, but I'm certainly not going to complain. Talking about then, I was looking at my top 10 viewed videos of all time, and I alluded to at least one of them, but it's interesting what's stayed here and some of the things that have changed. My top video that views all time, still regularly gets more views than anything else I post, is my video just looking at the illustrated Farseer books. I just kind of was showing them, looking over them, and reviewing them in general after I got them because I love them. That is at almost 6,800 views, which is almost 2,000 more than the number 2 video. And the number 2 video being my top 10 series of all time, the one that I did for 2021. It was in the beginning of 2022. My update this year, like a fraction of the views, but that one has a little over 4,800 views, which is also crazy. And then we drop way down and go to my 3 and 4 are still some of my oldest videos where I actually was on camera too. So it would have been, like October of 2020, some of the earliest times I was on video, which are my summary videos for Words of Radiance and Edge Dancer. I did summary videos for the first 3 books, as well as Edge Dancer, it's with all those. Those 2 specifically have done really well. They both have around 2,000 views with it. And then we go to number 5. Which number 5 is the one where I'm like, it makes me think, should I try and game the system more and do the whole top 10 thing? Because my number 5 most viewed video is one where I talk about the top 10 grimdark or dark fantasy books that I need to read. Not even that I have read. I was just saying, like, hey, there's a lot of grimdark / dark fantasy things I want to read. Here are 10 of them. I've gotten to some of them. I have a lot of them I still need to get to. But that was just over 1,800 views, and I'm like, that's such a general video, so I don't really understand how that one turned out to be number 5 on my all-time list. But that's how it went, and so it's interesting to see sometimes. And then we finally, with getting to number 6, we finally hit an actual book review, which, as I was just saying, book reviews are my favorite, and so actually finally getting to one. And it's crazy because this one did very poorly when it first came out, and it really, which as book reviews tend to do, it really, really picked up over time. But my review for Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Diniman at almost 1,000 views, which is just still, like, that's kind of crazy for a book review to actually get that many, because like I said, I've definitely had some book reviews, and there are a few more on here that have performed pretty well over time, but it's crazy to me that one jumped up as a relatively newer one compared to the other ones on there, so that's really cool. And that I know it's a popular series for good reason. It's one I've enjoyed as well, so it was pretty cool. Then 7, we get back to the kind of like, why is this popular? But the video where I look at like my leather-bound Eye of the World and a couple of other of my Barnes & Noble books. I didn't have a whole lot of them at the time. Spoiler, I'm totally going to do a video looking at my premium books, since 2 out of my top 10, including the number 1, are that. So we're going to look at some more, and we're going to see if that works, since people seem to be interested in that. We'll do that really soon. But that has just under 850 views. And then the last 3 are book reviews, but the problem is 2 out of the last 3, so 2 out of my top 10 videos are rant reviews, which also makes me a little bit sad, because I'd rather than be like me really like loving a book and recommending it, but it is what it is. We have The Desert Prince by Peter Brett and The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang at 817 and 781 respectively. Both fairly negative rant reviews that apparently have done pretty well, which I honestly wonder if it's because of the fact that there are so few negative reviews out there, and so people are curious, or like if they are the people who don't like it, they tend to find those. But Those still get some regular views and comments to this day as well. So it's funny it worked out that way. And then we have number 10, The Black Tongue Thief, which was a positive review, so there we go. And that one at 744. That's another one that did really poorly at first, because I did an e-arc of that one, so I had it out pre-release, and then it started really picking up, and over time it's just gone. And so those are my top 10 viewed videos, and like I said, the further you go down, the farther and further away it gets from that kind of thing. But that's a lot of views right there, so it's pretty cool to see. So something I figured I would chat about. So there we had it, talking about the 3 years on Booktube, doing those questions, talking about the stats, and overall, once again, just thank you all who are watching. It will, I think, always baffle me a little bit that people do enjoy watching my channel. I originally made this channel with no expectations whatsoever. I got no views for like 7 months before I did anything that actually people saw, and you know, I still did it. I wanted to talk to people more. I'd get the very occasional comment and whatnot. It was always fun, but discovering the community and discords and all of this kind of stuff, and just the more I've gotten involved, the more I've really enjoyed it. So I'm super happy to be here making these videos and to just be interacting with all of you. So just thanks again. It really does mean a lot. All of you who watch, comment, and just interact with me. It's pretty great. So thank you all. That's it for this one, so make sure to give a video a like if you enjoyed it. Just a link in the description, as always, for the Wizardly Do It Discord if you want to chat books. Whether anything I mentioned here, other books, really anything at all, it is a lot of fun and we'd love to have you. And of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.